Alright guys, today I am going over the Oscar nominations that they announced this morning. I am seeing this for the second time, so I'm going over some of my predictions, some of the people I think were snubbed, some of the categories I'm not too confident in, so those I'll just kind of be tight-lipped about, or I'll just cut it out, just because honestly I don't have any opinion on some of them. But yeah, my first pass through, I have some thoughts, I have some things I want to say, and I have some things I'm really happy about from what these nominations were announced. So I don't know. I'm going to give my sort of reaction, thoughts, and just a couple things that I think should have been included. So that being said, let's get right into it.
Chopra Jonas and Nick Jonas, who are joining us live from London.
Yada yada yada.
Thank you so much, David, and good morning.
Right. So we have Nick Jonas dressed up as Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Regardless of the time of day, it's a moment that each of these nominees will never forget.
Absolutely. First up, the nominees chosen by members of the Academy's Actors Branch, actress in a supporting role. Maria Bakalova in Borat's subsequent movie film. Delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan. Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, that title, man. That title's so funny.
Olivia Colman in The
It's not
Father.
the title I know, but...
Amanda Seyfried in Mank.
That is...
And Yuh-jung in
really-
Minari.
Okay, I'm gonna pause. Yeah, sorry, I'm just giggling to myself about that long-ass title for Borat 2. The fact that she has the conviction to read that whole thing and be 100% serious. Props to you, Priyanka. Great job. So my personal opinion on this category is I think it is a surefire win for Yuh-jung. I think that she was such a standout in Minari. That movie, I mean, maybe I have a personal bias to it because it's one of my favorite movies of last year, and I guess technically this year. But yeah, her performance in that was so understated, but she brought such a humanity, such a light to that film. She was sort of the comedic relief, but also she has a turn in the movie where something happens to her, and from that point forward, that performance is stunning. It's great. She's basically the Meryl Streep of Korea, so the fact that she's getting some notoriety in America is well deserved. I think it's going to her, but I think for the People's Choice, and I think for a lot of people who were very surprised by this performance, I'm speaking on Maria Bakalova. I think she was incredible in Borat 2. I think she was hilarious. She stood toe-to-toe to Sacha Baron Cohen. And man, there's so much you can say for someone who is just starting out on their acting career and then, getting nominated, the same year. It's incredible. And she was really, really funny in that movie. And when she needs to be, she had some dramatic parts in that film. I mean, it was silly, but you could see that there was potential there. And I would love to see her do more roles. And I hope this gives her that confidence to, go out there and take over Hollywood or whatever she needs to do. So, yeah, can't speak on Glenn Close. Olivia Colman was incredible, but I think she had her time in the light. So I don't know. I think compared to Yuh-jung, it's really no comparison. I think it's going to go to her. But yeah, who knows? I really think that Maria Bakalova is sort of that surprise. And I think if she did get nominated, I think if she did win, people would be surprised, but they would be happy about it. So honestly, I can't be upset about any of these. I think Glenn Close, I heard good things, but I didn't watch that movie Hillbilly Elegy, so I can't speak to it. But it would be cool to see her nominated. It's been a while that she's gotten attention for a role she's done. But yeah, I don't know. I would appreciate all of these, but I really think that Yuh-jung and Maria Bakalova are sort of the standouts, and my choice being Yuh-jung. So, repeating myself, let's continue.
Congratulations to all those nominees. Our next category is Best Costume Design, with nominees voted by the Academy's Costume Designers Branch. Emma.
Costume design. I don't have a lot of opinions on costume design. To be honest, I wear the same shirt every single day.
Mulan.
So.
And Pinocchio.
Okay. Don't have a lot of opinions on this, but I'll just throw my hat in the ring. I would say Mulan is definitely my contender. I think Mank was great for costume design, just because, I don't know, it really captured that era. But yeah, I think Mulan, just for the scale and just for the amount of attention they went into getting all the costumes in there, I will say that is probably one of the better things about that movie. That movie is not really good. I have my opinions on that. I have a video I'll link down below. But yeah, not a great movie, but the costumes in it and the set design was incredible. Love that about the movie, so I think it's going to be in a Diggler for Mulan, and that's my choice. All right, moving on.
And now, here are the nominees for Best Original Score, voted by the Academy's Music Branch. Da 5 Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul.
This is so.
Okay, yo, this is hands down going to Soul. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross did an amazing job, and the fact that they are nominated twice in this category for Mank and Soul, I mean, yeah, they have a really good chance of winning because they did an incredible job in that movie. I think it's going to them. Jean-Baptiste is also an incredible musician, and his added touch to the film overall just added so much atmosphere to that movie. I loved the soundtrack for it. I love the score. So yeah, I think it's going to Soul. I think they're going to take it. I don't know if they're going to be taking any other. I think they'll take an animated category, but I don't know. Need to be refreshed on what other things that they were nominated for, but I think that Soul is going to take original score. And that's all I'll say.
Exciting.
So fun.
The Writers' Branch nominates screenplays in 2 award categories: Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Original Screenplay. First is Best Adapted Screenplay.
All right.
Borat's subsequent movie film, The Delivery of Prodigious Bribe to
God.
American Regime
She has
for
to
Make Benefit
poor
Once
girl.
Glorious
Poor
Nation
woman.
of Kazakhstan.
She has to read that whole thing.
Sacha Baron Cohen,
I would
Anthony
break so
Hines,
fast.
Dan Swimer, Peter Bainham, Erica Rivenoya, Dan Mazer, Jenna Friedman, and Lee Kern. Story by Sacha Baron Cohen, Anthony Hines, Dan Swimer, and Nina Pedrad.
That is a long
Father,
list of people.
Christopher Hampton
input on that
and
script.
Florian Zeller. Nomadland, Chloe Zhao. One Night in Miami, Kemp Powers. And The White Tiger, Ramin Berani.
Ah, yes.
All right. There's Nick Jonas kind of chiming in because I believe his wife, who is presenting this category, is in that film. I don't think it's going to go to White Tiger. I did not watch that movie. But my personal opinion is I think it's going to go to One Night in Miami, screenplay by Kemp Powers. Kemp Powers, he also wrote Soul. So if you guys are familiar with Soul, and if you're familiar with One Night in Miami, yeah, this man has 2 hits from the past year. So good year for him. He's doing work, and he also has a segment in a Disney Plus series, so you should go check that out. He kind of talks about his writing process for Soul. But yeah, I think One Night in Miami was a movie that sort of blew me away by just how engaging it was. Just that ensemble cast and the electric dialogue that you have between this fictional time and this fictional, what do you call it? This made up scenario where these 4 people were talking in a room. It's glorious. It's so fun to watch them, and they all have their own individual personalities, and it's adapted from a stage play for this film. So the fact that they got it done and it didn't feel like you're watching a stage play unfold, it felt like you're watching a movie, like a cinematic experience, was incredible. I really like One Night in Miami, and I think it's going to Kemp Powers. So there we go. Moving on.
Congrats, Ramin.
Yay. And now the nominees for Best Original Screenplay. Judas and the Black Messiah, Will Burson and Shaka King. Story by Will Burson, Shaka King, Kenny Lucas, and Keith Lucas. Minari, Lee Isaac Chung. Promising Young Woman, Emerald Fennell. Sound of Metal, Darius Marder and Abraham Marder. Story by Darius Marder and Derek Cianfrance. And The Trial of the Chicago 7, Aaron Sorkin.
Man, okay, this one, now it's getting pretty, it's getting pretty hard. Oh man, I love Minnetti's. Ow, Minnetti's screenplay is so good. But man, it's hard. It's hard to contend with the Trial of the Chicago 7. Sound of Metal was so good too. Promising Young Woman had such fun writing. Judas and the Black Messiah is great too. I love all of these movies. It's so hard to say. I think if I had to choose, I think it's gonna go to the Trial of the Chicago 7, just because the span of the actual trial was much longer than what's presented on screen, and the fact that he was able to condense that story into the movie that we got, it's pretty incredible. It's a wonderful feat. Minnetti has a really great screenplay. But it's a tight story, and I feel like, the people who are making these choices want to be wowed by just the amount of compression that a screenplay can do and how much information that they can share in the allotted time. So I think it might go to the Trial of the Chicago 7, but I really think it's tight. I mean, Promising Young Woman, it's such a fun script. like you could just read it for fun. It's just, all of these are such great contenders. I think Sound of Metal probably has the least chance, just because, a lot of it is just, I don't know. A lot of it is unspoken. Not that you don't have a screenplay for that, but I feel like in terms of just electric dialogue, you're going to get a lot of that from an Aaron Sorkin script. That's just a given. But Judas and Black Messiah was so entertaining too. But yeah, I think my top choice, Trial of the Chicago 7. I'm going to regret that. But yeah, moving on.
Aaron Sorkin, is he a newbie?
Yeah, we've
Must
never
be
heard
new,
of him.
yeah. Well, since you did two,
I think I missed that joke the
I'm
first
going
time
to
around.
list
That's
two
funny.
short film categories, both overseen by the Short Films and Feature
Dude, her
Animation
watch is
branch.
really
For
nice.
Best Animated Short Film, here
Okay,
are the nominees.
I'll be honest, guys. I have no opinion on this whatsoever. I have not watched a lot of animated
Genius Loci,
nuclear animated
Anything
short
Happens,
films
I Love You.
last year. I don't think I watched any of these,
Opera.
to be honest.
and Yes People.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of these. I have no
For
opinion,
Best Live
so
Action
just gonna
Short
move on.
Film, the nominees are
Yeah. Again, didn't watch a lot of short
Feelings
films that were.
The Letter Room,
Well, maybe I did. Let me hold that thought.
The Present, Two Distant Strangers, and White
man.
Eye.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Two Distant Strangers was the one live action short film that I actually heard of, and I wanted to watch it, and then I totally forgot about it. I totally forgot about wanting to go watch this movie. So, yeah, my bad. That would have been my choice, because I honestly have not heard of any of the other films in this. That's just because I am a bad movie lover. So, yeah, no opinion on that. Let's move on. Damn. I'll check them out, though.
Congratulations to everyone. Now, the nominees for an actor in a supporting role. They are Sacha Baron Cohen in The Trial of the Chicago 7.
It's going to be a crazy
Daniel
category.
Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah. Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami.
Good.
Paul Rassi in Sound of Metal. And Lakeith Stanfield in Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay, this one's crazy. Yeah, a lot of controversy in this category. First of all, actor in a supporting role. You see Judas and the Black Messiah nominated twice for Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Kaluuya. What's going on there? I would argue that they were both leads, and it's weird that they're staying so tight with these categories, saying for 5 nominees for each of them. And I think that sort of limits who can actually be nominated, just because I think so many people deserve to be nominated for specific categories. And I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to move things around so they can make it fit. But my personal opinion is I think that Daniel Kaluuya should have been nominated for Best Actor, because he's so good. Guys, he's incredible in Judas and the Black Messiah. I was I was riveted. This man is a young Denzel, man. He can just inhabit a character so well. I loved him in that movie. I think, man, I think he's going to take this, to be honest. I think he's taking this supporting role. But I love seeing Paul Rassi in Sound of Metal. It's an actor I didn't even think to put him in this category. But then thinking back on that performance, it's so good. It's so natural. It feels like it's a performance that belongs in like Nomadland, to be honest. It's just a natural performance that feels so comforting and feels so, I don't know, fatherly, and you don't even really think about it, you know. But yeah, that's what good acting is. You don't even, you know, it's so good you don't even put too much attention on it sometimes. So yeah, I'd argue that it's Daniel Kaluuya, but I would be really happy if Paul Rassi took it. Sacha Baron Cohen was really good in that movie, though. Chicago 7. But yeah, it's going to Daniel. My prediction. All right, let's go.
Congratulations.
We still
1 second.
have more
Okay, let's
nominee
keep going.
announcements. We'll be back at 5:31 PDT.
Stay tuned.
Intermission? Okay, I'm going to skip through this. You guys don't want me to wait through all that. Or maybe you guys want me to talk.
A martini,
Yeah.
shaken,
No.
not stirred.
That's what I thought.
Call me Mr. Tibbs.
Dibs. Okay, here we go. Ooh, let's go back.
Let's continue with the nominations. Members of the Academy's documentary branch have chosen these nominees for Best Documentary Feature.
I think all this video is
And
doing
they
is
are
revealing how little films I
Collective.
watched that actually came out in the past year.
Crip Camp,
Yeah, didn't see it.
The Mole Agent,
No, didn't see it.
My Octopus Teacher,
I wish I
And
saw
Time.
that. That sounds awesome.
For Best
Yeah,
Documentary.
didn't watch any of those guys. I have no opinion on it. Wish I did, because I've been really getting into docs lately. So, damn it. Damn it! Another year where I'm like, I'm going to watch more documentaries, and I didn't do it. I watched older docs, but none of the new
Short
ones.
subject. Here are the nominees.
Let's keep going. Yeah, definitely didn't watch any short documentaries.
Collect.
Damn! I am so uneducated. All right.
Concerto is a conversation.
Well, let's give them the attention they deserve.
Do Not Split. Hunger Ward. And A Love Song for Latasha.
Congratulations, everyone. The nominees for Best International Feature Film were voted on by Academy members from all branches living and working outside all over the world.
This
The
one's good.
nominees are Another Round, Denmark. Better Days, Hong Kong. Collective, Romania. The Man Who Sold His Skin, Tunisia. Quo Vadis Aida, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay. Also, props to Priyanka. She is killing it with the pronunciation. I would suffer through this. I would be sweating. I'm sweating now. I'm sweating right now. I'm just talking to myself. But damn, I think Another Round was such a great movie. I mean, if you guys haven't seen my top 10 list, shameful plug. But if you haven't seen that, that made my top 2, I believe. I think it was my vote for number 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was my number 1. That was before I watched Midnighty, though. So that list would totally change now, but that's not the point. Another Round is so good. Thomas Vinterberg is one of my favorite directors working. He is exclusively doing movies in Denmark, but man, the fact that he broke the International Feature Film for the Oscars for Another Round is just incredible. I love that guy. If you haven't seen The Hunt, one of his other features, it's amazing. It'll depress the hell out of you, but it's so good. But yeah, I think this one's going to take it. I heard really great things about Better Days, though. So I have a feeling that has a chance, but I think the popular vote is going to be Another Round. I think most people saw that. And also, speaking on some other categories, I think that Mads Mikkelsen is going to be shamefully misrepresented or not represented at all in the upcoming categories. So that's a thing I'll talk about at the end. But yeah, not as represented as I hope, because this movie is great, but I'm glad that it got nominated for this, and I think it's going to Another Round. So, moving on.
Very nice with the pronunciation. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are
The
so
Sound
cute.
branch of the Academy chooses the nominees for Best Achievement in Sound. They are Greyhound,
Oh,
Mank,
Oh, I know who this is going to.
News of the World.
Big
Soul
hint.
and Sound of
The
Metal.
name is in the title. Right there. Okay. See, I had a lot of confidence about it, but then I think back on Soul and the sound design in that and just the sound in general. And it's such a part of that movie. It's hard to separate. But then you see Sound of Metal, which is completely about sound. It's all about sound design. It's about how we perceive sound and how people who, can't hear perceive sound. So yeah, it's an incredible feat that movie did. It's gonna be an uproar if Sound of Metal doesn't get it. I really think it is, but if there was someone to come steal it, I think it would be Soul. Don't have a lot of opinion on Greyhound because I did not watch it because I didn't get Apple TV. Mank was good, but it's no Soul, it's no Sound of Metal, so I think it's going to Sound of Metal. All right, moving on.
The production design branch nominates these films for Best Production Design. The Father. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Mank. News of the World. And Tenet.
Yeah, this one. See, I'm not the greatest when it comes to being attentive to production design, unless it really, really stands out. I personally think that the production design Oscar is going to go to Mank, just because I feel like they capture the spirit of Golden Age Hollywood really well, and Hollywood loves Hollywood, even though that Mank sort of paints Hollywood in a bad light for a lot of the film. But yeah, I still think they're going to do that, and I think they're going to pat themselves on the back for doing it. And yeah, I think it's going to Mank, and that's all I have to say. I would say Tenet is a second, but I don't know. I would say, honestly, Tenet should have gone to sound. Should have been nominated for sound. I'm surprised it wasn't up. Surprised it wasn't up there. My God. A lot of gas. All right, let's go.
Congratulations. Here are the nominees for Best Film Editing, chosen by members of the Academy's Film Editors Branch. The Father. Nomadland.
I thought that said Yorgos Lanthimos. I
Promising
didn't know
Young
he did
Woman.
editing.
Sound of Metal. And The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Oof, okay. I'm surprised Trial of the Chicago 7's there. I like the editing in that movie a lot, but there were some parts of it that felt a little bit, I don't know, choppy. But yeah, that's minor nitpicking. Man, oof. Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal had such clean film editing. It was such a smooth transition from scene to scene, and it was so good, seamless. But I think it's going to Promising Young Woman. It's a little bit flashier, but it's so well done. And I still think of a lot of the edits in that movie. Nomadland is just like Sound of Metal. It's very clean film editing. It's not very showy. So maybe they will go for something a little more highbrow like Nomadland, Sound of Metal. The Father, I can't speak too much on the editing. I don't remember a lot of it. But I think it's either between Promising Young Promising Young Woman or Sound of Metal. I am just, I have too much caffeine in me. But yeah, I think it's between those two, and my choice would go to Promising Young Woman. But yeah, we'll see. Let's go.
The Academy's Cinematographers branch nominate the following for Best Cinematography.
Hey man, we all slip up. Cinematography, okay.
Judas and the Black
Here we go.
Messiah. Mank. News of the World. Nomadland.
Oh,
And The Trial
man.
of the Chicago 7.
Bro, yo. Yeah, Trial of Chicago 7, getting nominated a lot. Don't think it deserves cinematography, to be very honest. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Minari should have been up there, to be honest. That's just me. The green in that movie looks so beautiful, and that's such a central part and theme of that movie. So I'm surprised that didn't get nominated, but all right. And News of the World keeps getting nominated. I think it's because Tom Hanks, it's sort of a vehicle for him. But yeah, I think it's going to Mank. To be very honest, the cinematography in that has been talked about so much. I think it's the obvious choice. Not obvious because it's obvious, but I think it's the obvious choice for them because it's, capturing the golden age, like I said before. And I don't know, it's a David Fincher film, and he's always, getting praise for who he chooses to do the DP or cinematography for his films. So I think it's going to Mank, but I honestly would pick Nomadland. That movie is gorgeous. That's my personal pick. I think it's going to Mank, but I would say Nomadland. So, moving on.
Lots of nominations.
Lots of nominations.
The visual effects branch voted for these films to be the nominees for Best Visual Effects. Love and Monsters. The Midnight Sky.
Did not watch
Mulan.
that. No.
The One and Only Ivan.
Didn't watch
And
that.
Tenet.
Is that the gorilla movie? Okay. Oh man, this is Love and Monsters is such an underrated movie from last year. It's so fun. It's so fun, and the monsters look incredible. Surprised it's up here with all these other movies. But yeah, we got 2 Disney films, Mulan and The One and Only Ivan. I think it was that Bryan Cranston gorilla movie. Like that's like a gorilla's his best friend or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know much about that. I know that the gorilla looks incredible in that, so maybe it has a chance. But I think it's going to Tenet because the visual effects in that film are incredible. It's one of the things that makes the movie actually stand out amongst this category is that it's very, I don't know, it's very efficient visual effects. It's some visual effects that are seamless, you don't really recognize. But also, I don't know, Christopher Nolan is a very practical effects person, so I'm actually surprised that he got nominated for this. But in the effects that you actually see in that movie that are visual and CG, yeah, it's seamless. It looks so good. You can't even tell what's real or what's fake. So I think it's going to Tenet, but I would say second runner-up. For me personally, I think it should go to Love and Monsters. I think that movie is just so fun, and the monsters are some of the best parts of that movie, and they look really good. So yeah, that's my choice. Mulan, get out of here. Midnight Sky, didn't even watch it. Maybe it goes to Midnight Sky, to be honest. I didn't see it. It looked so boring. It looked like Ambien the movie. Anyways, let's keep going.
When you think of me, you naturally think of best makeup and hairstyling. However, they didn't let me vote. Instead, the members...
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Nick Jonas, stop trying to be relatable, man. You won. Dude, you won. Okay, what else? What else do you want? All right? You have everything. All right. Not jealous. I'm not jealous.
Members of that Academy branch nominate the following films. Emma. Hillbilly Elegy. Ma
I don't
Rainey's
have
Black
a lot
Bottom.
of opinion in this category.
Mank. And Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
This
All right, let's go back real quick. And Pinocchio. Okay, let's pause. All right. So Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, or Pinocchio. I would say that if I had to choose one, and like I said, I don't have a lot of confidence in this category, I'd say it would go to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think it's just really cool what they did in that movie with the hairstyling and the makeup, specifically on Ma Rainey. I think that Viola Davis is so good in that movie, and the makeup that they did on her, it's so fitting for just how kind of hated her character is in the movie, while also trying to exude, this power over everyone, this dominion over her band. And the makeup and the hairstyle really captures that because she's kind of someone who is, on the edge of just having a breakdown, and has that power struggle between her and Chadwick Boseman. And I'm talking a lot about her character, but it has a lot to do with the makeup and hairstyling for the film. So I think it's going to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, also because it's a period piece. So yeah, it's probably going to go to that. I would say Mank also would fit under that category. A lot of the makeup they did in that movie is so classic Hollywood. So I think it's between those two, but my choice is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, just because I don't think it's gotten enough love in these categories, or at least had a chance in a lot of these categories. And I think they'll give it to Ma Rainey's sooner or later, and it's probably going to be for makeup. So, moving on.
This next category is voted on by short films and feature animation branch, as well as members of the animation community across all branches. Here are the nominees for Best Animated Feature Film. Onward. Over the Moon. A Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon.
I love Shaun the
Soul.
Sheep.
And Wolfwalkers.
Oof, damn. Oh, I feel so bad right now. Wolfwalkers was on my list. I'm still good on time. Sorry, had to check the time. Yeah, damn it. I wanted to see Wolfwalkers. This is sort of my prep before the nomination that I didn't do it. I'm glad that it got nominated. I heard really great things about it, but Soul, I think, is the sure runner for getting that Oscar. Pete Docter did an amazing job. He's such a great director. He is probably the go-to for Pixar now, just because he doesn't have a dirty past. So yeah, Pete Docter is the one who's going to take Soul for animated feature film. And yeah, I loved Onward. I think Onward is very underrated. Do I think it contends with Soul though? No, I think Soul is such a beautiful movie. I think it really pushed the boundaries for animated feature films and what we should expect out of an animated feature film. It's just the textures, the hair, everything about that movie was incredible. So much going for it. I think it's going to Soul, but Wolfwalkers, I think, stands a pretty good chance of maybe taking that just because I hear really great things about that just by word of mouth. But I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion on it other than people saying that it's good. So, moving on, I think it's Soul. Let's go.
And now here is the other category voted on by the music branch. Here are their nominees for Best Original Song. Fight for You,
Wonderful.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
That's not going to go.
Hear My Voice, from The Trial of the Chicago 7. Husavik, from Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga.
It was not expecting that movie to be on this
EOC,
list, but okay.
Scene, from The Life Ahead.
That is a fun
La
song,
Vita
though.
Davanti a Se. And Speak Now, from One Night in Miami.
Okay, dude, it's going to Speak Now. Hands down. Husavik was a fun song. It's so Eurovision. Yeah, I thought it said Ludwig Göransson's Ricard Göransson. No, not the same guy. But I think it's going to Speak Now. I think that movie has so much going for it, and it's definitely the music. The music in the movie is great. Leslie Odom Jr., if he doesn't get, the supporting role, he's going to get it for original song. I really hope he does, because great. Speak Now is fantastic. It's going to them. It's going to them. That's my prediction. I have no other people on this list that I think it's going to go to. So, moving on.
For actor in a leading role, the actors branch members nominate
I already know, but
Riz
I'm
Ahmed
surprised.
in Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins in The Father, Gary Oldman in Mank, and Stephen Yeun in Minari.
Congratulations to all those.
I already knew it happened, but my boy Stephen Yeun. I love Stephen Yeun. Been following his career since Walking Dead. His little role in Big Bang Theory, whatever. But man, it makes me happy to see that this is history in the making. Stephen Yeun being nominated for actor in a leading role. I think this is the first Asian male lead to be nominated for actor in a leading role. The biggest category, actor and actress, are the biggest categories in best film, yada yada. You know what I mean? The ones that people watch the Oscars for. So this is crazy. I can't believe it's happening. Do I think he's going to win? I don't think he's going to take it. He was really good in this movie, Minari, but look who he's contending with, guys. Look at that. Riz Ahmed, we have Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman. He is a first runner in this, and the fact that he's nominated is an honor in itself, and he has the whole future ahead of him. He's a great actor. He's so good in that movie. But man, I think it's man, it's hard. Anthony Hopkins is incredible in The Father. Anthony Hopkins, I think he's going to take it, but the people's vote, man, this is like picking your favorite child. but they're all older than me. Shit, I think Chadwick Boseman has a really good chance. I think he has a 50-50 chance with Anthony Hopkins for taking that, just because the timing of everything, this being his last role. I think, much like Heath Ledger, he'll get the posthumous Oscar, possibly. He was good in that movie, but yeah, I think it's between him and Anthony Hopkins. But man, I personally, I haven't said anything about it yet, but Riz Ahmed is so good in Sound of Metal. I think any other year, it would have been him. But yeah, he's so good in Riz Ahmed. He's so good in Sound of Metal. I think he deserves to be on this list amongst all these other people, but this year is just hard for this guy. Sucks because I would really want him to get it. Yeah, Gary Oldman I would replace immediately with Mads Mikkelsen or Delroy Lindo. I mean, what's going on there? Right? I guess I'll talk more about that at the end. But yeah, they should have expanded this list way more than just 5 people. I know they're trying to keep it tight, but please, like, give them the credit they deserve for their performances. But yeah, God, I keep rambling about this. But this is such a big category, and this one is a tight race. Anthony Hopkins has a good chance of taking this, with Chadwick Boseman and Riz Ahmed a very close second. Gary Oldman, he had his time to shine, and he's had his Oscars. So let him have a break this year. And Steven Yeun, I'm just happy that you're nominated. What a celebration. So proud to be Korean American, and thank you for what you did in that film. So, moving on.
Congratulations to all those incredible nominees. For actress in a leading role, the nominees are Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
This one's tight too.
Andra Day in The United States vs. Billie Holiday. Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman. Frances McDormand in Nomadland. And Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman.
I'll be very honest. Frances McDormand, one of my favorite actresses ever, but she wasn't even the best part of Nomadland. Let's be honest. Everyone else in that movie outshined her, not because she put out a bad performance, but because all these people were just that good, and they weren't even actors. I think there was one actual classically trained actor in that movie, but no, wasn't him that stood out. Man, yeah, I wouldn't say she's gonna get it this year, just because it's weird. It's weird that none of the other people in that film got nominated. That's like a surprise supporting actor or supporting actress role. But yeah, I don't think it's going to her. That would be the popular vote any other year. I think it's gonna go between Viola Davis and Vanessa Kirby. Everyone has praised Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman. She is supposedly really good in that movie. I did not watch it. That was another movie on my list. There was just like weeks where I was just like, I don't want to watch a movie that is going to depress me. But shame on me. Shame on me for not doing that. But my personal vote would go to Carey Mulligan, because the obvious choice is between Vanessa Kirby and Viola Davis, but Carey Mulligan is so good in that movie. I think her performance carries that film. She rides the line of just kind of bitter, but also like a badass, someone who has this darkness inside of her. And she's sort of a vigilante, canceling dudes without actually canceling them, just putting the fear of God into them. And it's awesome. It's so cool. That movie has so much style, and she is perfect in that role. So my vote would go to Carey Mulligan, but I think it's going to go to Vanessa Kirby and maybe Viola Davis, because Viola Davis is a chameleon in that movie. But yeah, that's what I personally think in that order. Carey Mulligan, Vanessa Kirby, Viola Davis. And then Andra Day, I did not see that movie, United States versus Billie Holiday, so so yeah, I have no opinion on that. But I'm sure she was great, so maybe I'll catch it later. But yeah, that's who I think is going to get it, and that's who I want to actually get it. All right, moving on.
All amazing performances. For directing, the Academy Directors Branch has chosen these nominees. Thomas Vinterberg, Another Round.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
David Fincher, Mank.
Yes. No.
Lee Isaac Chung,
Mank is not.
Minari.
Yes.
Chloe Zhao, Nomadland. And Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman.
Oh. Yeah, man. This one's hard. I just realized they do it in alphabetical order. Whatever. Oh, man, this one's hard. But my personal favorite film is Minari. Minari is taking it. That's my vote. Maybe there's some bias there because I'm Korean, but I really think that was my favorite movie experience that I've had in the past year. So yeah, Minari with Another Round being my second favorite. But I think the people, or I think the Academy would put Nomadland up there. I think it's between Nomadland and Minari, just because people have given great word of mouth for both of them. And yeah, Nomadland is just a really unique story along with Minari. And I think there's a lot of favoritism to those smaller stories, to those smaller, more intimate tales. So yeah, it's between them. But yeah, Asian power, man. Lee Isaac Chung and Chloe Zhao. Yes, I'm loving the representation. And Thomas Vinterberg, man, any other year, it would be his. That movie's great. And I love that director. But I think it's going to Minari with Nomadland, a close second. A very, very close second. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm getting really hyped. This stuff is not. This is poison, but I love it. I love it. Okay, let's keep going.
And finally, the nominees for Best Picture voted by all members of the Academy are...
Okay. Ready?
Ready?
I'm ready.
The Father, David Parfit, Jean-Louis Levy, and Philippe Carcassonne, producers.
Judas and the Black Messiah, Shaka King, Charles D. King, and Ryan Coogler, producers.
Mank, Cian Chafin, Eric Roth, and Douglas Urbanski, producers.
Get out.
Minari, Christina Oh, producer.
Nomadland, Francis McDormand, Peter Spears, Molly Asher, Dan Janvi, and Chloe Zhao, producers.
Promising Young Woman, Ben Browning, Ashley Fox, Emerald Fennell, and Josie McNamara, producers.
Sound of Metal, Bert Hemling, and Sacha Ben Harosh, producers.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Wow.
And last, The Trial of the Chicago Seven, Mark Platt and Stuart Besser, producers.
Woo!
Well, I am already...
All right. This is the category. This is the one that everyone talks about, everyone anticipates and looks forward to. And like I said, my favorite film is Minari. Man, I think it's yeah, same as Best Director. I think it's going between Minari or Nomadland. Yeah, I think that's it. Like The Father is third, I think. I will argue a close second between The Father and Nomadland being swapped. But Minari is my favorite. I think it's going to Minari. I think that one has a lot of traction. Nomadland also has a lot of traction. You see how hard they're pushing that movie. I mean, I can't watch any YouTube video without getting an ad for Nomadland. So yeah, I think Nomadland is in the people's, periphery. But I think it's going to Minari. With The Father being a close second because it's Anthony Hopkins, Olivia Colman. I mean, yeah, it's an Oscar movie. It's the movie that people watch for, because they know it's going to be nominated for an Academy Award. What am I saying right now? Yes, it's going to Minari, and that's my vote. I don't know why I'm gassing this up. I'm blowing this up and adding words to it when I know exactly what I want to win. Minari. Okay, that is it. Is there anything more? Mo?
Already strategizing my Oscars pool. Congratulations to all of these incredible nominees.
Wow, what a year. And thank you for joining us and watch the Oscars
You are
live
welcome.
on Sunday, April 25th, only on ABC.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say, to be honest. Yeah, this video is already long enough. You don't need me to go on anymore. But yeah, I think Minari's going to take it for Best Film. Best Director, I think is going to go to Chloe Zhao, with the possibility of Lee Isaac Chung taking that as well. I'm really excited because this is an Oscars, or this is Academy Awards show that I mean, I don't have to watch a bunch of people that, like, a bunch of pretty people dress up in a room and listen to people make speeches and stuff like that. I think it's going to be just something I'm going to watch the highlights of on YouTube for sure. But I am so excited about everyone who got nominated, because I feel like this was pretty fair. I didn't like the fact that they only had 5 people or 5 nominees per category. I think that really limits who can actually get recognition. Like I said before, I think Mads Mikkelsen and Delroy Lindo got snubbed hard. I mean, really hard. I was actually pretty upset that Delroy Lindo wasn't anywhere to be seen on there. No supporting role, or no leading role. And so that kind of shocked me, because everyone was talking about that performance leading up. I mean, it came out earlier last year, but I think people are still talking about it. It's just so good. His role as a vet, and Mads Mikkelsen as sort of a journey of an alcoholic, or someone who is becoming an alcoholic, and you know how that kind of takes a toll on his life and how he kind of overcomes that. That character is so great, and Mads Mikkelsen owns it. And the final dance in that movie alone, in Another Round or Druk, is incredible. The fact that it's not getting more recognition for that is a shame. But I guess he can sit on the sidelines with Delroy Lindo, and they can hug each other because they deserve it. They deserve each other. They were just so snubbed. I think everyone is going to share that opinion. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think of the nominees? I had a lot to say about it, and I hope you guys did too, because there's just so much love for there's so much love for the movies that I think deserve the love, and I'm glad they got represented, even though some actors did not get the love that they deserve. Who do you think got snubbed? Who do you think should have been on there? Are there any movies that you think they missed? I know Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always did not get recognized at all, and that is a damn shame. That's a great movie. So what else? What else did you guys think? So let me know in the comments down below. I need to run so this caffeine will burn out of my body. I am running at 1,000 miles per hour right now. So guys, as always, remember to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, I will see you later.